Hello. In this session, we are just trying to figure out some of new data types in JavaScript, that is undefined and Boolean. So let us start with undefined value in JavaScript. Any absence of value for any variable in JavaScript is termed as undefined. For example, if you are writing where a is equal to or where a and semicolon, a is undefined itself. Let us write document dot write. If I am printing out a, you can see this undefined itself. It means that any value that is only declared but haven't initialized is undefined in itself. A that is undefined directly refers to false value. So let us see this. Suppose if I am writing if and then I'm writing a, right? I'm just creating a if block, and then I am just creating the else block. We can see here that if I am putting here document dot write, that is inside the if, and here if I am copying this and inside else I am pasting it, the output, when I run this program, the output will be inside the else. Why? Because a has a value false, or a refers to false value. Same way, null also refers to the false value. So suppose if I am telling where b is equal to null. Now what is null actually? Null is a value in itself. If anyone asks us what is value, what is null, it means that null is value in itself. Null is referring to a value. And what is that value? That value is nothing. Null only tells that b doesn't contains any value. Now suppose if I am printing here document dot write and I am printing b here, so we can see we have null. But what is null? Whether it's a number type, string type, what type? So let us print type of b, and we can see it's object. So type of b, that is null. The type of null is always a object. So null is an object which refers no value. Null is the object that refers no value. Now let us move towards one more thing, and I'm writing here a, right, equal to null. What this means? A is undefined because a doesn't contains any value. Now instead of that, let me put here b, and b is a variable that means null. I already explained this thing, that undefined means false, null also means false. Means false equal to false, that is true, and here it is coming inside the if block. Because both a and b refers to false, so false equal to false, that is fine. Both are false means it is true. It comes inside if block, and we are seeing the if block here. Now let us move towards the Boolean data type in JavaScript. So what is Boolean data type in JavaScript? JavaScript Boolean primitives are represented by two values, that is true and false. True means yes, it comes inside the if block, otherwise it goes to the else block. Now any value that is 0, empty string, not a number, null and undefined all represents to false value. So what I'm telling, again I'm repeating, anything 0, empty string, none means not a number, null that is an object and a value itself, undefined all represents false. If you want to go for it, let me to do Ctrl Z and perfect. Now what I'm going to do, just remove everything, right, and put here, first of all put here 0. Perfect. Inside the else block, it means it is not true, it is false. 0 is false. Perfect. Empty string, it is false. Perfect. Third one, nan, not a number, it is false, it refers to false, therefore it's going to the else block. null, it goes to the else block. Perfect. And at last but not least, undefined. All these are false or returning falsy value. Now, these are the things that are referring to false representation. Now let us create a variable a, and I am putting here true. Let us go var b and put it here false. So what we are doing here, we are using primitive data types. We are assigning true and false to variable a and b. So these are the literal variables. These are the, we can say that these are false literal and true literal variables that are containing true and false. But suppose if you are creating the object of particular Boolean, then what if you are creating the object of Boolean class, wrapper class, what will happen? Things goes totally different. Suppose we are taking var a equal to new, and I am taking Boolean and I am putting here true, right? At the same time, I am taking var b is equal to new Boolean, and here I am taking false. You know what is the type of a and b? You are expecting a to be true type, b is of false type, but no, both a and b are of object type. Here is what the problem we are getting. Suppose if I am writing document dot write, and I'm writing type of a, copy this, fine, copy this, and type of b, right? Here I'm writing for break line document dot write, and I'm writing break line, that's b tag. What it designates, run it, both are object. No man, I am trying to get true and false inside it. This is a wrapper class, and the type of a and b both are of object type, and object are always true, right? So now suppose if I am putting here a, right, and else I am putting this, right, and let me to go here, copy these things, paste it down, again paste it down inside the else block. Now what is the scenario? Inside if, and the scenario here is inside else. Now let's run these things. So we can see inside if block, oh man, this is true. I'm just trying to tell the real things what is happening. Fine, this is true, a comes inside the if block, that is fine, okay. But let us go for b. It contains false, so we are expecting it to go inside else block, but still it is coming inside the if block. It means that b is also true. But how it is true? It is true because both the type of a and b are object in itself, right? It doesn't gives any truthy and falsy values. It, you know, it create an object. When we are going to create an object with the help of new operator, it only returns a new object there. That is always be that object always be true in nature. So these are the some basic things to look on the wrapper class for Boolean and undefined, right? So in this way we can judge the character of this thing.